Good afternoon. It's Nefertiti, and welcome to the Wonders of We. Uh, t- Today, we're going to be talking about melancholy, and basically, what we're going to be talking about though is how do you deal with melancholy when you are a person who is predominantly positive or predominantly optimistic. How do you deal with melancholy, sadness, that can just wash over you at times? And sometimes it can wash over you and kind of rest on you for a little bit longer than you expect or would want. And how do you deal with melancholy, right? So it came upon me because the other day I just felt, sad. I felt melancholy. And sometimes I kind of have this friction within myself because I know I'm like Nefertiti, but this is just a moment, and I kind of want to rush myself out of the feelings, rush myself out of that emotion because it's like Nefertiti, everything always works out. Everything works out for your good. So just move on. That's what I tell myself in my head, but my emotions are like, Nefertiti, I just want to feel this right now. I just want to feel grumpy or bummed or sad. I just want to cry right now, even though I don't know why I want to cry. I just want to cry, you know? Or I do know why I want to cry because I'm overwhelmed or I'm bothered or I'm aggravated, whatever the reason is. So, how do you deal with melancholy when you are a person who is predominantly positive, predominantly always looking on the brighter side, predominantly looking at the glass is always half full, just a very optimistic person? The first way to deal with melancholy is just feel it. If you need to go on a walk somewhere, if you need to sit down somewhere, if you need to lay down somewhere, if you need to listen to some music somewhere, let your feeling of melancholy, sadness, whatever it is, just feeling down in the dumps, let yourself just feel it. Embrace that feeling. You know, if every fiber of you can just let that feeling come, let it come. And then once you felt it, right, then kind of try and deal with it, right? So for me, when I feel a feeling, I don't always have a word to identify that feeling, right? And sometimes it's not a big deal for me to identify it, I just need to feel it. And I can skip that step of needing to identify. But most times, 8 times out of 10, I need to identify why am I feeling down? Why am I feeling bothered? Because once I can identify the reason why, then I can go ahead and try and address it, right? So the reason I felt melancholy was because I felt like I was being taken advantage of, and that bothered me. And I had a little bit of a aggression or aggravation because of it, right? And so I had to ask myself, why does being taken advantage bother you, right? For me, I had to go deep. I had to figure out, how do you know that you're being taken advantage of, right? Because sometimes I can come up with just like weird stuff in my head, and there's no proof behind that weird stuff. But for me, I have to figure out what from our interaction has caused me to, without a doubt, be able to determine I'm being taken advantage of. Right? And that was easy for me to sum up. And then why am I bothered by it? Right? And so I had to look. I said, well, I'm aggravated because I feel like I'm being taken advantage of because of what they said to me and the manner in which they said it, and then their actions didn't follow through. Um, and that bothered me because I don't like when people try to take advantage of me because it makes me feel like I'm at a loss, like I'm losing something. Anyway, there was more dissecting that I did, and basically I came up with, I'm okay at this point in my life to go ahead and take that loss. It's okay. Am I going to go ahead and partake with that individual? No, right? But I'm okay in this particular situation with the resources I want to put in, with the power I want to expend in the situation. I'm okay taking the loss because I don't want to exert myself too much in this particular situation. I'm able to cut my losses and let them be, and I myself can go on, right? And that helped me to process out that melancholy that I felt. And then I can go back on. So I was able to feel, and then I identified why I felt that way, and then I was able to move on, you know? And the coolest thing is, the next day for me anyway, I woke up with just supreme joy, just supreme calm and joy. And I'm so grateful for that. Does that always happen for me? No. But it was super noticeable for me to realize, like, man, just yesterday I was like, ugh, you know? And here I am in the morning, everything just feels so light and bright, and not to rhyme, but I just felt delightful, you know? So, anyway, the thing I'm trying to say is when you're a person who happens to be primarily optimistic, there are going to be times, because we're human beings and human beings have the awesome pleasure, or privilege, I should say, of feeling feelings, of feeling. Um, and it can be melancholy, sadness, happiness, joy, a plethora of emotions, right? But sometimes we can, or at least for me, I guess, I can get, a little bit more frustrated as, well, I am predominantly optimistic. Why am I feeling this way? And that frustrates me even more and it exhausts me. So just know you're still an optimistic person. You're still a positive person. You just happen to be right now feeling down, and that's all right. It won't always last, but feel that downness, process that downness, right? And move on. Thank you so much for watching, listening. If you liked it, press the like button. If you want to subscribe, please do. And if you want to leave a comment, either I agree, I disagree, or these are my thoughts about what you have to say, please leave the comment. As you all know, I love to read comments. Yeah, so again, thank you for listening. Have a great day, great afternoon, morning, wherever you're at, wherever you are. Let it be good. Bye.